always or not. The fifth one, I have to noting that one, so that the set S of the four vectors, one is u1, it is equal to 1 0 0 minus 1, second one ut is equal to 0 1 0 minus 1, third is ut is equal to 0 0 1 minus 1, and the fourth one u4 it is equal to 0 0 0 1 in R4 is linearly independent. I have to noting that one, sixth one. For k it is equal to 0 1 2 3 up to n. If we can considering pkx is a one of the polynomial that is equal to x raised to k plus x raised to k plus 1 plus so on x raised to k n, the set of all polynomials of the form p0x, p1x and so on pnx is linearly independent in the vector space P and F. For to describe it, if we can have to considering one of the linear combination of these vectors in S for a zero polynomial by means of the some scalars a0, a1, a2, an in F, then we can always rewrite it is as a0 plus a1 multiplying x plus a0 plus a1 plus a2 multiplying x square plus so on a0 plus a1 plus an multiplying with x raised to n, that gives us is equal to 0, and by means of it we can always equating the coefficients of these two polynomials on the left and right side. a0 is equal to 0, a0 plus a1 it is equal to 0, a0 plus a1 plus a2 is equal to 0 and so on, a0 plus a1 plus a2 plus so on an, that is equal to 0. By means of these equations we can always find out that a1 it is equal to a2, it is equal to so on, it is equal to an, that is equal to 0. It means that the given set S of pkx where k running from 0 to n form a linearly independent set for P and X. Now I have to describe the properties of a linearly independent set. We can have to considering one of the vector space, V is a one of the vector space over a field F. Let S1 is one of the set is which is contained in S2. It means that S1 is a subset of S2 and S2 is a subset of V. If S1 is linearly dependent, then S2 is linearly independent. It means that a subspace of a linearly dependent set is always linearly independent. It can be easily verifying that one, because of if you can write down the linear combination of vectors in S1 that is equal to 0 with non-zero vectors in S1 with non-zero scalars, then or otherwise we can have to write down a non-trivial linear combination of a zero vector for vectors in S1. It means that it can always be represented as a non-trivial linear combination of vectors in S2 for the zero vector. It means that if S1 is linearly dependent, then S2 is also a linearly dependent set. Now we can have to say second property, let V be a vector space over a field F and S1 is contained in S2 and S2 is contained in V, vector space V. Then by means of the first property we can always have that is one of the corollary in the sense of linearly dependentness. If S2 is linearly independent set, then S1 is linearly independent. It means that if a set S is linearly independent, then every subset of, in the first property I have to say that a set S is linearly independent, then its superset S2 is always linearly independent. Sorry. And in the second one, a set S is linearly independent, then its subset is always linearly independent set. We can have to leave the proof for exercise. Now I have to represent the third property. Let S be a linearly independent subset of a vector space V, and V is a vector in V that is not in S. So we can have to considering one of the vector in V which is not lying in S. Then S union single point set V is linearly dependent if and only if V can always lie in the span of S. That means that no proper subset of S generates the span of S. Then S must be linearly independent. For that one, I have to give the proof for it. If we can have to considering V is one of the element in a span of S, then we can always represent that V can be represented as a linear combination of distinct vectors u1, u2, un in S with the scalars a1, a2, an in F by means of V is equal to a1 u1 plus a2 u2 plus so on an un. Then we can always rewrite it is as a minus 1 multiplying V plus a1 multiplying u1 plus a2 multiplying u2 plus an multiplying un, that is equal to the 0 vector. Since we know that V cannot be line V S, it means that V is different from each of ui. Therefore, and moreover the coefficient of V in this linear combination is non-zero, it is minus 1. And so the vectors, the set of vectors V comma u1 comma u2 so on un is linearly dependent set. Since the set V u1 u2 un is contained in S union single point set V, and hence by means of the property 1, this is one of the superset of it. It means that S union single point set V is linearly dependent. Conversely, suppose that S union single point set V is linearly dependent, then there must exist a non-trivial representation of 0 vector as a linear combination of vectors in the set S union single point set V. That means that there are vectors u1, u2, un in the set S and some non-zero scalars a1, a2, an in F such that a1 u1 plus a2 u2 plus so on an un must be equal to the 0 vector. Because S is linearly dependent, one of the ui's say u1 equal to V. Thus, AV1 AV plus A2 U2 plus so on AN UN, that is equal to 0. It means that we can, here we know that A1 is non-zero. It means that we can always be represented as a A1 inverse multiplying A2 U2 minus A2 U2 minus A3 U3 and so on minus AN UN. It means that it is represented, we can be represented as a minus sign of A1 inverse multiplying A2 whole multiplying with U2 minus A1 inverse into A3 multiplying with U3 minus so on minus A1 inverse multiplying with AN whole multiplying with UN. That means that V is a linear combination of U2, U3, UN. These vectors U1, U2, U3 all are lie in S, and hence V is in a span of S. Now I have to give the fourth property. If we can have to say that u and it is one of the consequence of the third property, let u and v be distinct vectors in a vector space V, then we can always prove that the set uv is linearly dependent if and only if u or v is a scalar multiple of the other one. The fifth property, the set 1x, x square, x cube and so on xn is linearly independent in the P and F. Sixth one, S is equal to 110, 101, 011 be a subset of a vector space of F cube, then it can be proved that if F is equal to R, then S is linearly independent. It means that F has a characteristic 0, then S is linearly independent. And the field F has a characteristic non-zero. If we can have to taking it is 2, then S is linearly dependent. In particular, if we can have to considering it is a characteristic 2, then it is linearly dependent. The seventh property, let V be a vector space over a field of characteristic not equal to 2, then if u1, u, comma v be distinct vectors in a vector space V, then you can easily prove that the 2-point set uv is linearly dependent if and only if the 2-point set u plus v, comma u minus v is linearly independent. Here we can have to noting that one in that is wrong written. The order pair uv is linearly independent if and only if u plus v, comma u minus v is linearly independent. Similar way, u, v, w is distinct vectors in a vector space V. Then the triple set u, v, w is linearly dependent if and only if u plus v, v plus w, u plus w is linearly independent. And similar way, we can have to discuss the other properties, the special. So I have to complete here the linearly dependentness and independenceness in the subject of linear algebra 1. Next topic is discussed in the sense of basis and dimension theory. Okay.